Hey guys, welcome to another one of our Queen City videos. We wanted to bring some helpful information to you today. We wanted to walk you through a little bit of how we go through and do our project. So when we close on a piece of real estate, one of the first things we do, which is a very critical step, we get an asbestos survey. So we want to know exactly what's going on. If we're going to do any demo work in the kitchen, bathroom, anywhere throughout the house, even the basement, we'll test in the basement. Wherever the wall is gonna be disturbed, the flooring is gonna be disturbed, we wanna check to find out if there's any asbestos there. So that is step one, and a lot of people eager to start a job, they jump right in and they don't do that step, and it can be very costly.
Oh yeah, the inspectors will get you. I've got some direct experience there trying to do it the right way. You've got to know the right way. The inspector will steer you in the right direction on day one.
Do you wanna share your little asbestos?
Yeah, I had a project that I was doing, and we had a siding project. We were re-roofing and re-siding a house, and I had a siding contractor. We made the decision together. This was a point in my kind of career and trajectory. I didn't have a ton of experience.
Right.
My siding contractor said, let's go, we'll get this done. I can do this very fast. The siding doesn't look bad to me. The roof doesn't look bad to me. I said, all right, I trust you. Let's go. Let's get it done. I was paying $30-something thousand for both parts of the project. About $17,000 for the siding, $17,000 for the roof. So he got it done on a weekend. He calls me on a Sunday afternoon. It was like late summer, like September. Beautiful afternoon. I was trying to enjoy the rest of summer. And he calls me. I'm like, why does this guy call me on Sunday? And he's like, I got some bad news for you. The city just called me. They flagged our dumpster on blank street. And so I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? So the rest of the afternoon, my wheels are spinning. What's going on here? I gotta fix this. We gotta clean this up. Turns out a building inspector lived down the street from the house. Sunday afternoon, was sitting on his porch. What's going on here? We better check this out. You know, he had pulled his permit, but he didn't inspect for asbestos. They didn't do their test. No asbestos testing. So they flagged the dumpster. The DEC got involved. New York State got involved. It was a mess.
Fun.
It was a total mess. New York State got involved. The city was great. Everybody was great, you know, after you got through it, but they ended up testing it. It came back hot for asbestos, the siding portion. So what we had to do was move everything from my dumpster into a clean dumpster. I had to test everything, monitor everything. I had to do it the right way after the fact. It ended up costing me probably close to $20,000.
$20,000
additional.
Mistake. Yeah.
If I had done it the right way on day one, it probably would have cost me somewhere between 8 and 12. But because I had to do it after the fact, the right way after the fact, it ended up costing me about 20. Yeah. So I was you know, call it a $10,000 mistake for moving too fast. So moral of the story, to your point, always get that done on day one, especially if you've got building inspectors who are going to want to see it done the right way. They want to see that test. Save yourself $10,000, $15,000 of unnecessary spending. Oh, and my job got shut down for probably 2 months, 2-3 months delay. I couldn't do any work for 2-3 months.
Which is costing you.
There you go. Yep, debt service, opportunity cost. We listed it later than I wanted to list it. So, yeah, always do it the right way.
And when you say 20,000, like that's not in like. You're not talking about the siding. You're talking about the remediation, the basically the handling of the asbestos and getting rid of it.
Yep, because I had to get it tested, which is you get it tested, it's a couple $1,000s. Then I had to get an abatement contractor to come out and do all the work that I was describing, remove the stuff from one dumpster to the next. I had to pay a monitoring company, the same guys who tested. They had to watch it and monitor it, get it tested after the fact. So yeah, all that cost. And if I, again, had done it the right way, I could have paid one contractor like, you know, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 to do it. So there's a cost there.
Yeah.
There is a cost. If you've got asbestos, there is a cost. But yeah, the $20,000 was all of the additional asbestos.
Yeah, you're paying the state, you're paying,
testing, remediation. They did hit me with a fine. They were all cool with the, I mean, it was, you know, I kind of.
Of course, you just paid them $20,000. They figured you'd learn your lesson.
Right.
Dan was talking about the exterior siding that has asbestos. It has a very unique look. There's actually one right across the street here. That has this does not have asbestos on the exterior. I was specifically talking about your interior because your asbestos will show up in your flooring. It'll show up in the glue, old lath and drywall, plaster, the plaster. It shows up in the plaster. And if it's in the house, that's why you contact the survey company. It's going to cost you probably about $1,000 for them to test multiple spots in the property. So it costs you about $1,000, but it is your get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
Because then at least you know what you're working with. Right. And 9 times out of 10, or 8 times out of 10, typically the asbestos does not show up. But when you're dealing with real estate, early 1900s,
yeah,
we've even had it show up in properties that are built post 1950s. Because I think they were like, when I did some research on it, like up until like 1980, or maybe even 1990, it was still going in products that were being used for building, etc.
Yeah. Yeah, the transite sidings, I mean, this is
transite siding,
that's
that's
called
where
transite.
yes.
Yeah, they look like almost like little asbestos or shingles, almost like shingles on the side of the house. And that's like a sure sign that you've got asbestos siding. And you got like friable versus non-friable materials, like the way that they handle it is a little bit different.
Right.
But yeah, you spend $1,000, $1,500, you know exactly what you're getting into. If there is asbestos, you know you're doing it the right way. So you're not getting jammed up with the inspectors, but more importantly, everybody's staying safe.
Absolutely.
In the project, you don't want your workers, you know, being at risk either.
So we come in, we do the testing. Hopefully it doesn't show up. Like this house, we tested this house after we closed. It was not hot. There was no asbestos in it, or at least not high enough levels where you have to hire a third party to remediate it. Now, if it does show up like in your flooring, if you're not disturbing it, they are okay with you just encapsulating it. So there's a few workarounds to even to try to avoid a very, very expensive component of the rehab.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and if you're inside working on a property without having that survey, and a city inspector comes by, as Dan mentioned, they're going to shut down the job. They're going to fine you. You'll be paying more for your permits. Even if there's asbestos in the house and it's been disturbed, I've even spoken to a couple different inspectors, and if there's asbestos on the first floor, second floor, and all that has been disturbed, at times they will require the whole house to be remediated, and that can cost like $50,000. Like this is you cannot mess around with this stuff. It can just bury you. You can be completely upside down on the project.
That's the friable stuff too. If it's plaster is one of the friable asbestos materials. So yeah, right. Once you start friable, like it's airborne, so you're breathing in the particles. Versus the mastic on the floor where you can encapsulate it, it's not going to get airborne. Yeah, once you start disturbing the plaster, that becomes a big job. They want it airtight. The guys come in the suits, the full white suits. You've got the airtight contamination decon,
air monitoring that you're paying for.
Air monitoring. Yep, you got to pay for that. So it's not all. You know, the plaster is the most intensive to abate, remediate correctly, but it's not always the biggest thing. It's always easier to do it the right way, but certain types of asbestos, like you talked about the flooring, and with my siding, had I done that the right way at the beginning, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal, because that's not friable siding. Those guys would have come in, they would have peeled it off. These are trained siding contractors. They would have taken it off, put it in double bag, put it in the dumpster, and haul it away. And it's about the disposal more than the removal.
About the disposal.
Because it's not friable. But what was my issue was they were mixing in then asbestos materials with non-asbestos materials going to the same landfill. So that's where the contamination comes in. Where they were taking it kind of like double bagging it. So moral of the story, always get your testing done and rely on the good asbestos remediation contractors to tell you to do it the right way. You're going to save a lot of time and a lot of money.
That's why it's step one. It's a very critical step.